So I think a lot of the places that I see organizations struggle is that they're fundamentally broken at the identity provisioning level. And we're layering technologies on top of what's already broken. So then the business user tries to get to the data they want, or they log in remotely, and it's taking them a long time. But when we create these barriers to them doing their job, we're forcing them to find alternatives, and that's where shadow IT comes in. The real challenge I think security officers have is identity is a really high-profile project. So what ends up happening for them is they have to take a leap of faith with Optiv or some other partner and say, make me look good. So you really need to get the business on board. Security officers love to talk in terms of risk. I'd like people to start talking in terms of opportunity, right? A risk really just means something bad or something good could happen. And business risks can result in positive business outcomes. But security talks about risk as everything's negative and everything's bad. But with identity, identity provides the opportunity to access new resources. So we start talking in business terms to business leaders about what we can do with identity from an opportunities perspective. I think we build a better case and we get better budgeting. So we lose people when we start to say, I'm going to deploy this technology to solve this problem, instead of looking at holistically to say, we need to make it possible for your employees to work anywhere, from anything, at any time, securely, right? If we can communicate that message and get business buy-in, then our program can form. But a program can't form if we're focused on, I'm going to give you privileged account management, I'm going to give you multi-factor authentication or adaptive authentication. We need to focus more on, this is what the program looks like, and if you follow us, you come with us, and you invest in us, we can give you the flexibility you need to accelerate. I think we're looking at passwordless authentication. I think that's where we need to be looking right now. And we need to be looking at behavioral analytics that tell us that you're who you are. Because credentials can be stolen. So long as you have credentials, and people are so willing to cough them up in social engineering, or they can be stolen from databases, reused. I think the average person reuses the same password everywhere. So if your Facebook password is also your corporate LAN password, and Facebook password gets stolen, well, now I'm at risk. You've just made the company at risk. We just need to rid ourselves of that, multi-factor or not. I think we need to get to a place where we're saying, you know what, no passwords. There's more about you that I can authenticate with than just whether or not you can tap a token. Well, one of the places I tell all my clients to start with is data mapping, right? Because what ultimately we're trying to prevent is access to critical resources. So if we start with where is your data, what systems access it, and how does it move through your organization? Oftentimes we find broken business processes that need to be remediated. We find excessive data stores places, and then we find all those places that users have created an end around because they hate your current process. So that's how you're going to kind of start. But the pockets of identity, that comes with letting go of some of those legacy systems and investing in getting rid of them, upgrading them. You know, we've already seen what a missed patch can do to a company. Unsupported systems that don't have patches. They just don't belong in your organizations anymore, and it's time to fast forward and move those. But that takes strategy, and it takes partnership with IT to make some of those go away. Those pockets of identity need to be harmonized across the industry or across the enterprise so that the users have one way in and one way out.